zone, baby. Big Shug, big Shug. It's really real right now.
Myster DL.
222. Who's off?
We are here. It is the Danger Zone podcast number 4. With the legendary Big Shug, Myster DL.
Yes, sir.
We are back. It's been a very busy week. I'm sure the biggest story in hip-hop was the Super Bowl.
Right.
But I think we start with what happened the day before the Super Bowl, which was Snoop Dogg getting ownership of Death Row Records.
Right. I thought that was
crazy.
I thought it was tremendous, because as you know, the saga and the history and the Tupacs and the Shug Knights and the Dr. Dre and Danny Boy and all the connections with that situation and to be so almost like a bully type of situation musically and creative geniuses behind the scenes and all that, and Daz and Corrupt, shout out to them too. And then for it to come all full circle, and Snoop is the one that owns everything now, man. It's a beautiful thing to me, man. Respect to him, and
Who was bigger at the time? At the time Tupac was alive, Snoop Dogg or Tupac?
You'd have to say Snoop Dogg.
I think so too.
But Tupac too, because he grabbed that momentum, and then he after he had got shot and came back on that furor, against the East Coast and shit like that, he really became bigger because it was just more like people standing behind him, watching him, paying attention to him, and him being aggressive hate or dislike for the East Coast situation at the time. So he became bigger, and then he was immortalized with the death.
Yeah, that's my whole thing about Tupac. I always thought he was good.
Right.
I just thought that his, like you're saying, his death immortalized him. Because in my circles, at least, when Tupac was alive, I never heard one person say, "My favorite rapper is Tupac."
Yeah.
I don't think I ever heard that.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away from how good he was. He was very good. But now you hear everybody say, "Oh, Tupac, my favorite rapper." I got fucking tattoos, posters.
Right.
But I just wasn't hearing that back then. Were you?
Well, listen, I'm in the life, so I'm moving with them. I'm moving with it. I'm performing with Tupac, and right when he left Digital Underground, so he became what he would later become. But still, we're on tour, we're hanging, and I didn't hear that, and I didn't look at it like that because I did like his song, Brenda Had a Baby.
Yep.
That was so dope to me, even him flowing and everything. I thought it was dope, and then we were cool at that time, friendly, like that, and moving ahead. But I had one guy when Tupac was banging that he always said that. I forget his name, but he was a coach of Brighton High School basketball. You know who you are, man. I can't really remember your name right now because it was years ago, but I remember you used to always say he was your favorite rapper.
Okay.
And this dude was short as hell. He's about 5'3".
My cousin said, my cousin, when I say that a lot, that what I just said, and my cousin said he was my favorite when he was alive. But there was very few and far between would you find someone that was like, back then, Tupac was my favorite rapper. I do think that his death, because when you talk to young kids, because I'm an studio engineer, when these young kids come in, the only rappers they care about from the older rappers are the ones that got killed. Mm. Oh, I love Big L. Oh, I love Tupac. Oh, I love Biggie. It's never like, oh, I love PM Dawn. There's a sentence no one's ever said.
Yeah, you might never hear that. But at the same time, though, you think of the magnitude and the power behind Tupac as an artist, as a fashion statement, because as you know, when I met Myster DL, he had a bandana on. And so that was a Tupac thing at the time. I mean, he kind of blew that out. A lot of us were wearing them too in the industry, but I remember seeing you, and any time I would see anyone, white, black, green, whatever, I'm like, oh, this dude is Tupac. Or this.
Yeah, but I didn't wear my bandana like that.
I mean, you didn't, but the fact you had it on.
Well, it was to defend myself.
Oh, go ahead.
I wore my bandana under my fitted hats because as a white person with no hair, I thought wearing a wave cap under my hat would be super, super corny.
Well, I had a friend. I'm not gonna mention your name. You know who the hell you are. A white dude. He was very cool. My man. He had a wave cap on, and he had the crescent, You know what I mean? Like he went bald young.
Yeah, what was it, the bird's nest?
Yeah, he had the nest for real, but it was crescent because he shaved it all down, you know. So he has on the wave cap, and I'm saying like all calm and shit, smoking probably. I'm like, yo, why you got that wave cap on, man? And he says, because I like it. And then his wife is like, yeah, I like when he wears it. I'm looking at him like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like me putting on a Beatles wig. You know what I mean? When I was young, you know what I mean? Talking about, yeah, I like this, man. My woman be like, oh, I like that too. Nah, but I mean, when I see it though, I used to be like, yo, here goes Fool Pac.
I'll make sure. That's about me. Damn.
Anybody.
That's wild, because I never like, I did wear a bandana a lot.
Right.
Right. I did wear bandanas a lot because I used to rock the fitteds, and in the summertime, when you don't have hair, your sweat just beads off your head.
Right.
And I would always rock the bandana as a way to not have my inside of my hat look fucking gross. But so yeah, Death Row. The thing I wanted to wonder about Death Row now, obtaining Death Row. Do I get all those masters? Do I own all those fucking extremely big records?
There's something about that, and I wouldn't be
nothing but a G thing. Do I own that?
I wouldn't think that he would not. I would think he did, but that's something I guess to find out. We'll find out. He already spoke that he didn't have any publishing, and he wasn't getting none for those records. For him now to own those, maybe that's the situation now. I would think so, because being a businessman now, and all the knowledge that we have and what we've lived through, especially to get to this point, I mean that's the real move. You're not obtaining the name or trying to buy the name. You're trying to buy the company and everything that went with it.
Yeah.
So forget the name. The name is like, it is what it is. But I mean, that's surface. You know what I'm saying?
Like Tupac's biggest records were there, right? Snoop's probably.
Of course.
The Chronic 1 was there, but not 2, right? Or was 2 there too?
I'm not sure.
2001.
I'm not sure. That was the.
No, that was Aftermath.
Yeah.
That was Aftermath. Yeah. Yeah, so that's incredible, man. And that news came out the day before the Super Bowl.
Right.
And then he came out crip walking on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, motherfuckers crip walking. She walking. I mean, it was dope though, because it was like, it was the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were saying it's the greatest halftime show of all time, right? Now, this could be true, but I saw some great performances as well. There's like that Prince in the pouring rain. That shit was dope.
Michael Jackson.
Know what I mean? Yeah. Well, yeah. But
he did one.
There was some great ones, But this was dope because when those other ones were on in the past, people were probably sitting there thinking that you would never have a hip hop entertainment for the halftime. Not them dudes. You know what I'm saying? They definitely not gonna have the new cats doing it because they scared of what they might say or what they might do. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So it was just so dope, because it was dope to see Snoop, you know what I'm saying, rocking, and everybody in there, man, saying along with it, you know what I'm saying, White, Black, or others. Then, Dre at the piano type shit was dope. And
Jay-Z in the crowd singing the lyrics to the song he wrote?
No question. And plus, on top of, but we all know the movement. That was a movement, Death Row. Yep. And at that time, and then Mary coming out, and Mary still youthfully bouncing around the stage doing her thing. And then 50, even though mad people were saying 50 was mad fat, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really feel like he was fat. I felt like he was just a little bit swole.
On the second watch, I said when I watched it the second time, it looked like just his arms and his this area of his body was fat. Because
it's just big, son.
He wasn't have a gut.
Nah, he's a big dude, man. But 50 be clowning motherfuckers. So people that's how it is. Even me, being known for snapping on motherfuckers and shit. Like, people if they could get a chance or whether they slither their way in, they gonna roast. That's how. And then with the social media, you got somebody 8 years old be clowning them.
Yeah, so he deserves it. He does it all the time.
And he's laughing too, but he gonna come back nicely. I mean, that's how he's doing. He wasn't really like fat. He still was hanging upside down. Try to catch a few of these motherfuckers and hang them upside down and let them rap and see what happens. But it was a beautiful thing, man. The moment, man, was epic. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. It was so dope, man, on so many levels. And as we move forward, but the funny thing about it, it was basically West Coast based. Eminem too, shout out. It was basically West Coast based. But Mary J, East Coast so that was that flavor.
I don't know. I feel like it was kind of even. Eminem, I guess, is from the Midwest. So
I mean, yeah.
Because Mary J's from out here, 50 Cent was from out here, but then I get everyone else.
Yeah,
from
but
California.
what I mean is because of Dre and them.
Yeah,
you know, that
was Dr. Dre's show.
Yeah, that was that movement.
With them and
like I felt like Jay could have did the same thing with a few entertainers with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And there's a few others, but it was dope though. It was dope.
Awesome, man.
It was dope, man. I enjoyed it, man. I actually, I just thought it was a great move. That's all, man.
And to shut all the kids down who clown on people who wear black Air Force Ones, Dr. Dre, the coolest man in hip hop of the day, that day, rocked them black Air Force Ones on stage because that's a West Coast thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I always had the black Air Force One and white.
The black Air Force Ones and Cortezes.
Cortez maybe, yeah, but
that's what you see out there.
I always had, I remember I used to see the crocus sacks, that's them little slippers, the corduroy joints, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man WC and them.
Yeah, that's true.
The Mad Circle, they used to hang out with us, man, at the crib in Brooklyn with Guru and them. Shit be crazy too, because it'd be hot in the motherfucker. And they had on them shirts. The plaid wool joints and all that be hot as hell. I was like, wow. But I knew it was a movement though too with them. So that was our people's, man, and on so many levels. It was just
one thing that hasn't changed in 50, 60 years in fashion in Los Angeles is that East LA fashion, that khakis with the chucks and the white tee.
Oh, yeah.
That's been a popular look for 60 years.
Yeah, man, for years, man. And it changes a little bit in different areas. So you'll see, it changes in different areas. You'll see people with the little couple of buttons up here, and the bottoms open of the shirt, and man, it's a whole lifestyle, man. It's been kicking it for years. Respect to all of that, man. It helps build the culture. Different areas, different times, different situations help build this whole fucking culture, man.
And I read that Dr. Dre. I always knew the artist had to pay to do it,
right?
But it cost him $7 million for that.
But definitely he was giving when
the
artists are performing at them shits, they definitely getting some bread.
They're getting sponsorship.
Yep, they get that. They're not coming out, let me pay
I was going to wear Adidas, but hey, Nike, if you give me so-and-so, I'll wear these black Air Force
Trust
Ones.
me, these motherfuckers, that's how it works. We all know that, man. You know what I'm saying?
He put his hand towards the camera, and on his palm was the street map of Los Angeles. Did you remember that part?
Yeah.
And then the ground floor was the aerial view of Los Angeles. I thought that was super dope.
No, where did you watch the Super Bowl at?
My mom's house.
Okay, was you eating and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, see, me too. So it's all good. It was beautiful, man. I was making wings, fucking nachos with the chili and shit on them. And what else did I have, man? I made salad and shit. We had all kinds of shit, man. But watching the game, so as we go down the road about the sports thing, we get into that game too. Shit was dope.
So at the end of the show, all the songs are over and the camera pulls out and there's like a CGI man standing on top of the arena.
Right.
Did you think that was Tupac? Did you think that was Dr. Dre? Who did you think that was supposed to represent?
I really didn't even give it much thought because I didn't really look at it like that.
Yeah, it's just a guy standing on top of the arena. It's CGI, but he's standing up there, and it's a bald guy. It's a bald black guy. You see behind his head looking out onto Los Angeles.
Okay.
So maybe next time you watch it, I couldn't tell. It didn't look like Tupac's head to me. It looked more like it could have been Dr. Dre. At first, I thought it was The Rock.
You thought it was Dr. Dre's head, but not Tupac's.
Because Dr. Dre's a little fatter. Thicker,
he has
thicker,
fatter head and thicker. But anyway, yo.
It's Danger Zone Podcast.
You wow. Anyway, Danger Zone Podcast, episode 4. You never know what you're going to hear when you come through the door, and we are outside your motherfucking house. That's what it is. What's up, D?
So, I got some other things I want to talk about hip-hop. Kodak Black got shot. Did you see that?
Nah, I didn't peep that.
Yeah, he got shot, I think, in Florida. He got shot in his shoulder. He's one of those guys who's always, in
the mix with something.
Always talking. There's a story that he came out with, I don't know, about a little over a year ago that he beat up Sticky Fingers. Did you see that?
Nah, I didn't.
That Sticky Fingers was on his tour bus, and this is how I gathered it from the interview. Kodak Black's manager is older than Kodak Black. Okay. And Kodak Black's manager met Sticky Fingers somewhere at a venue and invited Sticky Fingers to the tour bus.
Right.
And a melee broke out, and Kodak Black says he beat up Sticky Fingers.
Hey, I remember y'all, the nigga Sticky Fingers, right? Yeah, man, this fuck nigga, like, he playing crazy on my bus, and I ain't like that. Like, I don't even know why my cousin let this fuck nigga or where he met this nigga at. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I ain't like how he was dancing. I ain't like his energy. I ain't like his look. I punched that nigga dead and shit. Rah! Hey, you hear me? I grabbed his bag, right? I threw it, then I went in that bitch. He had a gun in there, dog. So listen. Yay! So damn right. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about when I tried to shoot the nigga, this gun was fake. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So he went and running. He run off the bus. I bust his camera. Because he brought a camera on my bus too, y'all. I bust his camera. Rah.
Sticky Fingers says that none of this happened, but I just didn't know if you had heard that. But today,
I didn't, go ahead.
A few days ago, he got shot. I'm gonna see if I can find it right here. Do you listen to him? Do you know who he is? I mean, I don't listen to him.
Kodak Black?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he is, and I will hear everybody. I'm going to listen to their songs so I can just be abreast of what's popping. You know what I mean? Like, and plus I got a son. You know that.
It keeps you in tune with what's going on.
Yeah, kind of, because he's rocking too. Am I looking for Kodak Black to give me a Public Enemy record? Nah, man. That shit's gonna bump, and he's gonna say whatever he's saying, and if I feel it bumping, I'm gonna bump with it. That's all.
It says here he was shot in his leg while assisting another person who was shot. But it looks like he's okay. He was shot in the leg. A friend of mine died. He got shot in the leg. Rest in peace to Mike Beck.
Shit.
He was supposed to come perform at my birthday party show. I booked Onyx, and he was supposed to perform at it, and he didn't show up. And he didn't show up because he got shot in his leg and he died.
The same thing. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor too, the great NFL defensive back. He got shot in his leg when they attempted to rob his house, and he basically bled out. You know, because he was still, I'm sure he gave him hell, but I mean, the perpetrators were eventually convicted and serving their time. But Sean Taylor, man, I remember he just got shot in the leg and that shit bled out, man. It's crazy, man. You never know out here, man. It's wild,
Yeah, it is crazy.
We know that for a fact. Oppositions in music, and when you get in the light, that you just got to be careful, man. It's every decade, every new generation of rappers and every music people, there's always somebody who dies or gets shot. So, But on a lighter note, we want to say Offset gives Cardi B with a $375,000 Audemars Piguet watch, 6 Chanel bags, 6 Chanel bags for Valentine's Day. So this is what's said. But I mean, damn, if you got it like that or you loving it like that because it's still superficial, then so be it, man. Let them people do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But damn, that's some shit right there.
Making us look bad.
Yeah. I look bad than a motherfucker, man. Hey, listen. I look like a woman with a gorilla mask on. It wouldn't even fucking matter. You understand what I'm saying? if I'm looking bad, because I don't get
now, what kind of gorilla mask? You talking about a gorilla mask or when you put glue on someone's face and put pubic hair over their face? That kind of gorilla mask.
See, you always come up with that shit that make a motherfucker go, oh. But no, I'm talking.
It's a
no, that's even worse. Like, if it's I'm gonna say that because it's me and you. Like, this motherfucker just said pubic hairs with gorilla glue on your face.
So I have some more that I want to talk about.
What is that?
Because neither of us really know anything about Kodak Black, but it was a big story, so I figured we'd touch on it.
Yeah.
We all learned that we don't know nothing about Kodak Black.
I mean,
except, I know who he is.
I know
heard a couple records.
Too, and his hairstyle is not,
That's that new Florida shit, man.
His
Island Boys.
His hairstyle's wild. But that's him, though. Like, everybody got their own little styles and shit. Motherfuckers wearing these giant platform-type boots, everything.
There's people from Florida, the rappers in Florida, that try to look like palm trees. It's
man, you wilding out and shit, man. But, nah, I mean, could be. I don't know. But he rocking, though. He, that's his thing. People, he got his fans and shit, whatever, But I'm also like to, man, give a shout out to my man Jeru the Damaja from the infamous Gangstar Foundation. He had a birthday, man, a few days back, and we don't see each other as much, but I just want to let him be recognized too for his contribution to hip hop, his cultural changing moments, all type of shit, man. Jeru the Damaja, man. Glad you're still with us, man. You know, and peace. As of February 15th, shoot, quite some years ago now, you know, Big L, you know, was murdered. You know what I'm saying? So he died February 15th. You know, and he was he was one of the greatest lyricists to me, because, you know, I also had a personal relationship because, you know, they were always digging in the greats. Showbiz, AG, Showbiz was tight with Preem. Our movements were tight, so, you know, we'd see each other at clubs and stuff. And the first time I ever saw Big L, there was a show Gangsta was performing, but Rakim was the headliner, and Lord Finesse was on there. And that was the first time I was going up with Gangsta and kind of hyping a little bit, not really. I was just kind of up there, you know.
It was your first show at a microphone.
Yeah, but I wasn't rapping though, really. I was just on stage being that big dude with what made me look like, you know, the killer at the time, whatever.
Yeah.
And they had Lord Finesse popped, and then he said, yo, I'm gonna have my little man rock for you. And Big L was very, you know, nonchalant about it. He had on a knitted cap, and he had a backpack on. So I'm like, you know, you looking at him, man, and you like, oh, okay, well. And this place is packed, man. You mind you, this is probably like 91 or something, you know what I mean? And once he started rocking, yo, the shit went crazy. You know, I was like, yo, and nobody knew what Big Al at the time. It's just, that was Lord Finesse man. Yeah. And then he spit, and then I was like, wow, but we had personal relationships always around him, and kicking him, coming up to the studio and Premier working with him and all that. And then even the last posthumous album, you know, I had a few words, you can hear me on there speaking. You know, shit like that, man.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that Big L, that tribute and all that, you know. That's the intro on there with Premier. You'll hear me in there. But
I mean, full clip, right? Starts with that Big L, rest in peace.
And so, you know, we speak on his death, February 15th, a few years back, but we also speak on his legacy, man. So shout out to him and his family, Lamont Coleman, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, rest in heaven, rest in power. And we gonna keep on rocking, man.
Hell yeah. Rest in peace to Big L. I didn't know him, but I knew his music. So.
Yeah, I definitely knew him, you know.
I always thought that we didn't have enough. Like, you know, how many verses do you think he has? At release verses, not many.
Nah.
Not enough, at least.
Nah, for real, he could. Al had so much to give, man, you know, but, you know, the legacy lives, man. That's all you can say, you know.
Yeah, he's reaching people. Like, I have young clients that love him, that weren't even alive when he was alive.
Right.
I think he died when I was a teenager. I think he died in 1999.
Probably when you had that
Yeah, right here, 1999.
Yeah, you had that bandana.
I had that bandana.
Fool Pac. But nah, I'm not fucking with you, man. Ah!
All right, so another thing, you almost talked about it, and I'm glad you didn't, but we can now elaborate on it. One of the most famous hip-hop clubs of all time, the Tunnel. People still talk about the Tunnel. And it's been a long time since you could go to the Tunnel. So I know you have an amazing Tunnel story that people would like to hear. But I want to know, before we get into that story, did you ever see Vin Diesel working the door?
I didn't really pay attention to that, man, really.
That's where he got his nickname, Vin Diesel.
Let me tell you, right? Here's the thing about that. Because the way I presented myself, and I was bigger and everything than my crew, you know, everybody always thought I was gangsta, I was like henchman or security. And kind of was part of that because, like, yeah, if it was going down, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was when, you know, when we was our early days moving. But that's where everybody even always assumed it. Yeah. So when I would go to clubs, the bouncers, it was like they had this code. They was letting me in. Like, I'd be the first one in there. I'd be hanging out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I never really paid attention to that, but dudes always showed me love, you know? But I didn't know it. I had no clue until you just told me right now.
Oh, really? I thought it was. I didn't know if that was known or not. That he was the bouncer at the Tunnel.
Not that I know. Maybe some others knew him, not me.
Yeah, but he wasn't famous yet.
No.
So you wouldn't have recognized him for being famous.
No,
he was no one. He was a bouncer at the Tunnel.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But
so it says right here that he was a bouncer at the Tunnel in New York City.
Did he give you some years?
Let me check. Probably not.
Because, man, I know I used to be sending a few bouncers So on some real shit, you know, we'll get into that at some point, but it's not a brag. It's just who you are and how I held it down like that. So, you know, but
See, I heard that there was a story of a super famous rapper walking around the tunnel asking people for you.
Of course.
And it's like, yo, where's Big Sugar at? And you didn't know if it was beef or it was...
No. It definitely wasn't beef.
No, but you didn't know at the time,
no? No. It definitely wasn't beef.
Oh, really?
Let me tell you.
Man,
because,
someone tell me so-and-so's looking for me.
Because Gangstar was that group. Yeah. You know, and then I was that dude. Like, that this time, this had been taking personal videos and all that. So we that, you know what I'm saying? We that element, man, the street element at the time. And at the same time, I was already good with who was asking for me. You know what I'm saying? So there never wasn't gonna be. I just knew we had already become friends. You know, like cool.
Oh, okay.
That's why it was like that. That's why they were like, yo, he's looking for you. But the story of the night was we went to the tunnel.
Now the tunnel's in Manhattan.
Yes, I believe so. But I mean, what happened with me? I used to drive to New York. Once I got to New York, it was taken over by, you know, Guru Premier. Like that's how we moving. Guru's my man, so that's who I am. Who I'm with, you know, we moving like that. And we go to the tunnel. We always went to clubs every weekend I came up, and then when I was up longer, we always did. Every week was carte blanche. So we go to the tunnel this night. It's amazing because this night, Tupac is there, Sticky Fingers is there, Onyx is there.
Oh, nice.
Mike Tyson is there. Denzel Washington is there. There's quite a few people in there.
What a crowd!
That's the type of place the tunnel was. Mad people was there this particular night, and so as I walked through them, and Queen Latifah might have even been there, because back then too, rappers went where each other was at. It wasn't like yo, so and so was here, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that was the spot to go to, so they were gonna be there. So I got a story too about when we all gathered in front of McDonald's in the village. But that's just some other shit. So now all these people there, and it's people coming up to me talking about like, yo, Tupac's looking for you. Tupac's looking for you. I'm like, yo, I said, all right, I'll catch him, whatever, because we're walking through there. And he ain't super famous yet, really. He's just, you know, he's getting it.
Yeah.
And when I seen him, he little, you know. I think he 5'6" or some shit. Rest in peace, though, my dude. And he runs and jumps in my arms. You know what I'm saying? Boof. I mean, I don't even got response time. Like, I already know him. He jumped in my arms and shit. He was like, yo, I knew you was gonna rap. I knew you was gonna rap. I told my motherfuckers that you was gonna rap, because he was talking about seeing me in all them videos. That I just looked like I was gonna rap, you know? So that's really part, I was already cool with Tupac. But that's what even made it more like when I started rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was just even more like, yo, Shug, you know, boom. That's why, you know...
Probably related to you, because at that point, you were both kind of in the background, in the behind-the-scenes kind of guys at that time.
But then I had that look, too. Like, I knew I probably had an intimidating look somewhat, you know? But me and him, man, it was cool from that point. I did a show later in Seattle with what do you call it? Some radio station, but it was R&B, it was Jazzmatazz, so it was Silk, the group called Jade, Tupac, and while we was rocking Trust Me, which is a song that Guru had on the Jazzmatazz album, but it was sung by India Davenport. But for some reason, she didn't come to the show, so I had to sing the woman's part. Trust Me, you know, you love me, there was something, it was, you know the song, look it up. So, but Tupac's on the side stage like this, you know, you rocking and shit, right? And then I go in and do this little FALA segment, like right after that's over. And then he really goes off. And then it's the same thing. You know, we embrace and laugh and dap it up. And, you know, I hung out with him quite a few infamous times. Even some of the most craziest shit that he came in the newspaper, or it was news for Tupac, I was actually there. So, I mean, straight up in the early times. Like, we could get to that story another time at Club Nels, and people who know it. But me and Guru were there when this shit was going on. But yeah, man, the tunnel was the shit, man. You know,
getting robbed in the bathroom.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know about that.
No, I'm just asking because it sounds like that kind of spot.
Who, the tunnel or the Nels?
The tunnel.
Nah, the tunnel, man. I don't know. The tunnel was like some Mecca, New York shit, man. It was like you was in there partying. You was in there, like, you know what I mean?
Wasn't dangerous?
I mean, nah, not really. I mean, sometimes shit could break out anyway.
Probably outside after.
But that club was more, it was big, and it was more like a, like, you know what I'm saying, like a money spot. Like, so, like, dumb shit didn't really go down in spots like that, you know what I mean? And you got 100 bouncers. Like, I was other places where I must have fought about 5 or 6 bouncers during my times with that. And usually, and trust me, even though motherfuckers looking like they could push buses, and them dudes blown up, steroided up, whatever they was, right? None of them won. All right? I'm not bragging or nothing, but I'm just telling you, all that big extra shit, yo, we was definitely breaking chumps up. So therefore, and me speaking on that is because, like, that's what happens sometimes. People be bouncers and people, and listen, I never came with my crew, gangsta or whatever, looking for trouble. You know, it's just sometimes, man, people want to flex because they built up some physical flex behind lifting weights and shit. And they flex at the wrong time, and most definitely with the wrong person. So therefore, you know, so sometimes things had to be handled. But, you know, everything's good, man. Everybody's, man, cool and living, you know, and hopefully them brothers, man, are doing what they do. You know, and hopefully they're well, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
Did you ever do a show there?
The tunnel?
Yeah.
Nah. Nope, that was kind of a hang spot, you know? We went there. If it was popping, me and Guru was going.
Yeah.
Me and Guru hung it. When I first started out to New York, went everywhere.
And it was like a Sunday night place, wasn't it? It wasn't on a Friday or a Saturday.
I can't remember. Like, it was every night in New York, though, so you never knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I'd go over Guru's house, and we'd go to a club at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We at that motherfucker till 5, so, you know what I'm saying? It'd be...
Yeah, well, where we live, that's when that closed in 1:30.
2, that's it. You know what I mean? Boston, that's been like that for years. Plus, you need shoes on to go in. So, you know, it's a different type of movement. You know what I mean?
You need shoes on.
And I like to get fly, man. I fucking throw the
shoes. Okay,
gators and shit.
Shoes.
What you thought I missed, son?
I just meant shoes in general. I was like, what are we talking about? Beach shit?
That's, oh, man. Jeez.
Marijuana.
Have my one. I tell you, GOOFY. But anyway, it's gonna be.
So yeah,
good.
that's one place I always heard about growing up, but I never went
What's
to the
that
tunnel.
tunnel?
Yeah.
It was 2 Mecca joints. It was the tunnel, and then before the tunnel, another joint is memorable is the garage, because the garage was kind of house though. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was some other shit, but it was very, very popular. You know, me and Guru went there a couple of times and shit. You know, on our ascension to like trying to do this hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying?
Busta Rhymes says that Vin Diesel was the bouncer who used to knock people out and dig in their pockets.
Well, he might have did that, but he wasn't knocking and digging out nothing here. So, motherfuckers can knock out motherfuckers and dig in their pockets all they want, as long as it wasn't us. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I'm not saying that. I was just saying.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, hey, you know, people always used to think that Mr. T was this fucking huge behemoth, and then the motherfuckers like 5'10". You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? So. You know, visions, man, aren't always what they appear. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Go ahead and knock them up. I got digging their pockets. Now, I'm good.
So the Super Bowl, we talked about it. I was wrong. Big Shug was right.
Yeah.
Big Shug said that the Rams are going to win, and they did. But it wasn't. They didn't win till like the last minute of the game.
But
I
you
knew
know
they were
what
gonna win on that
though?
drive.
You know what though? Because it was anybody's game. Joe Burrow could have been a little bit more accurate. He seemed a little tense, you know, but it's you know, as the game's going on, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not gonna always feel that way. So he was getting his rhythm. It just was, the game was tight. If anybody would have told you even the middle of the year that the Super Bowl will consist of the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals and it'll be tight, you never would have believed it. So the game was cool, man. It was cool. It was good. It wasn't boring. It was just crazy, man. And I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad. Stafford. It always amazing to me because he did like Tom Brady, and I think even Peyton. Because his first year he went there, they win it.
Oh yeah.
So when you do that, that's like damn. Because look, you got motherfuckers play 100 years and never go to the Super Bowl. So it's like. You go and then Jared Goff. If you're him, you got to feel like some type of way because they switch quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And now you went to Detroit, and they're still the lowly Detroit Lions. You know what I mean? And then he goes to L.A. Rams, and they win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So you go from one extreme to the other. You know, with Jared Goff, man. It is what it is, man. Like they always say, NFL is not for long. You know what I'm saying? If you keep playing like a bum, if you don't play the right way, if you can't keep up the speed, so many different things. You know, but speaking on sports too in general, I want to say there was 9 coaching vacancies this past season. Out of 32 jobs, I believe it is. And when the smoke cleared, we still only have 2 Afro-American coaches. And you think, like Lovie Smith is the newest, which is a retread because he was one before. And then our man in Pittsburgh, so it's 2 cats, 2 blacks out of all these coaches. It shows you that it's
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. Yeah, but it shows you it's definitely discriminatory. Definitely not on the even keel. I mean, it's crazy. Now I love football. And I watch football. I continue, but it's just something that we gotta get right, And you just don't throw anybody in there. I mean, there's some great minds out here, man. Black, just as white and the numbers are there. Like, this just we'll figure this thing out. Let's figure it out, man. But right now, like, we only have, Mike Tomlin and Lovie Smith.
Who's being passed up? Like,
to me, Florence, I feel for sure because he's suing.
He didn't land anywhere?
He's suing the NFL.
I thought he landed in.
Nah, he landed probably in a college job in about another year. But I mean, because his mind is dope. But we'll see what happens. Because I think it's like that cabinet thing. If they give you a certain amount of money and don't go to court with the whole situation, so many things are exposed, then you're like, well, okay, I really don't need to go back and coach because I have XX, you know what I mean? So that kind of thing too. So, we'll see where it goes, man. Big ups, man, you know what I'm saying? So, the LA Rams, y'all did it. Aaron Donald, man, he was waiting, man. He was there against our Patriots and they got smacked out in a tough game. Then you get to go back, so he's fortunate, he wins. OBJ got hurt in the first half, but damn, he was definitely effective in getting that shit going. Yeah, he was gonna have his way.
Without his touchdown, they won the one.
He was gonna have his way. So big up to him. Von Miller getting another ring, And then as we speak of stars, there's so many role players and parts. Jalen Ramsey, all that. There's so many parts to these teams. So all the people that I'm not mentioning, the team makes it go.
Yeah.
So those are just star players that we know about, whatever, but the team makes it go. The offensive line, D, everybody. So great effort by the team. I'm happy for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fighting, man. I'm just watching the fight.
I like that they let them play.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like the fourth quarter when it was the first time I remember seeing a flag.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't many flags in that game.
Yeah, because I was like, they threw a flag in the fourth quarter, and I was like, oh shit, I don't remember them throwing a flag in this game. They might have, I just didn't stand out to me. And then they started throwing them tough in the end of the game, but they let them play the majority of the game. I thought that was good.
It's crazy too because when you get to the Super Bowl, it's the finality of the season. That's it. If you love football, that's like So now it goes to people starting to train, whether college. I got a son who's training all the time, whether it's pros or whatever, football, high school, they're training. So we won't hear it. So then we got this long lull till we get to your sport, baseball. But I'm saying I like baseball.
No, I watch all the sports. I said that my favorite sports to watch, though, is baseball.
That's why I say we get to your sport because football is my favorite.
Yeah.
And yours is baseball, even though, like, man, I love boxing, I love basketball. Shout out to the Celtics, too. At this time, they're on a 9-game winning streak, and they just beat down Philly, And I'm speaking on the Celtics because where we at, what I'm saying? I love all the basketball, I'm abreast of all this shit. Any questions y'all want to ask, too? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could send us questions, man.
They had the parade today. I was just about to ask you, when's the victory parade? And I just looked it up. It says that it was an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, they was probably cooling with that shit, too, man. Because they know. I mean, that's LA, man.
LeBron James, who I like, was trying to jump in on this fucking.
He wants them all to be together. Be the same. I've seen that shit, man.
I was like, all right, man. You didn't win last year.
Yeah, he wild.
You can't take a championship from 2 years back and add it to this one.
No. It's not gonna work. But listen, that's like when Ray Bork went and won the championship with that other team. I think it was Avalanche or something.
Yeah.
But then he came back and skated with the trophy around the Bruins fans. I'm like, what type of stupid shit is that? I didn't give a fuck. But they was down for it though. You know what I mean? But then
maybe they were happy for him.
I guess.
But it wasn't. It was more about that, maybe.
That's like if Brady never got one here and went to Tampa and got one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You look stupid as shit, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But no, but then afterwards, man, they went to win a couple. You know, they was winning at that time. I want to give a shout out to Mike Warren Music. You know what I'm saying? Check him out, man. That's his tag at Mike Warren Music, Belang. On Instagram, you know, he got some good shit on there. He doing his rap thing and his music thing, you know what I'm saying? So we giving you a shout out, you know, put the light on you. You know, you want to just us to speak on you, you know, you can send messages, you can send pictures, you know, your little script about you, whatever, or just your tags. Instagram, we'll mention that here. You know, at the Danger Zone Podcast.
Hell yeah, I got a shout out too, man. I want to shout out my homie Roux Family Moving. He's always helping me out. He's always helping us with the promotion. He's on Facebook. You got to check him out. 978-398-2784. He's on Facebook and all that. Helped me move into this studio up here, so I just want to give him a shout out.
No doubt.
Make sure you guys go like him on Facebook and all that. And if you need to move, that's who you're going to call, because you watch the Danger Zone Podcast every Sunday at 12:30 with Myster DL and Big Shug.
Every Sunday. Every Sunday, 12:30, we here. We outside your house. For real.
So there was some stuff with the Olympics. I thought, what was that girl's name? They wouldn't let her compete in the Summer Olympics because she. You remember?
The runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but they would say she was smoking weed.
She's making a huge thing about one of them girls in the Winter Olympics got caught doping, and they're letting her play, but they weren't letting her play. And I know it's different people, this and that, but that's kind of fucked up.
I mean, it's the dry skin shit. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I thought that was messed up that they kept her out of the Olympics. I don't remember what it was for, but have the same rules for everybody for the summer and winter games. If you can't smoke weed, don't smoke weed. If you can't smoke, don't jeopardize. And to the athletes, don't jeopardize your 20 years of working so hard at a sport to smoke a fucking blunt.
No, what happens?
If you know you can't do it.
What happens too, though, man? They talk about some shit. That's just weed. I mean, years ago in the 70s, I believe it was a German team or something. You know, I'm pretty sure it was the women's swim team, and all of those women, they were killing them.
Ooh, they sound hot.
And they was killing them in the speed swimming, all that. Numbers were crazy, and then I guess it was a doping scandal afterwards. This is in the 70s, but then a lot of those women ended up having deep voices. And all it was a documentary on that shit.
And testicles.
Yeah, well, I don't know about all that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm just saying, they had kids, and some kids were born with, like, you know, missing a foot and shit like that. I'm telling you, it's some real shit. And
they were probably from fucking Chernobyl. Near the Chernobyl, that was in the 80s, I think.
I just remember the story, watching that documentary, and then how the American women were saying they were definitely on something, because they were beating them in these ridiculous numbers. But, you know, like I said, that's all. Trying to get over is trying to get over. Like they said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't winning. You know, some situations, when it comes to sports, it's probably kind of like that because it happens so much for years. People do the same shit, like taking this and that. My boys tell you, if you eat a buffalo nut, you're gonna fucking be the most fastest person in the world. You know, as people do stupid shit, it just comes up all the time, years after, you know, till they find their spots. So now people aren't getting caught and giving their medals back because now we're past that point, but. Also, man, I want to give a shout out to Erin Jackson, the first black woman to win speed skating. I think even in the 53 years or something like that. But it's amazing accomplishment. You know, I think she's a former inline skater. But shout out to Erin Jackson.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing, and man, you know what I'm saying? So, But other than that,
what about the 1936 Olympics when Hitler hosted them, and then he was like, "We are the superior race," and then he got smoked in every event.
But if you watch watch any of them old ass shows with Hitler in there, and he's like this, hey, like all them shits, he's like that. So you know he was definitely 730. You know what I mean? Which is it means cool.
Yeah.
Because this dude, why Jesse Owens?
You think
Jesse Owens was racing past motherfuckers?
Not Hitler.
Well,
you think he was crazy?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Jesse Owens was racing past motherfuckers.
Yeah, right here. Jesse Owens was the fastest human being.
Hitler was like
4 gold medals
the whole time. Yeah, it was a crazy time, man.
4 gold medals. That's got to be a hit to your ego when you think you're the superior race and you lose in every fucking event.
You know what it is. Yeah.
Oh,
100%, man.
So yeah, shout out to her. I root for America and everything, even if I don't like the sport. America, they're in the curling, in the gold in the curling. Go America!
All gold.
Like I'll root for America, whatever the silly sport is.
Plus all gold medals are dope to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, any medals, period. Every medal is dope, man. This shit is that real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like here, like Tanya said a few weeks back, like they are kind of like heroes, especially back in the day when before all the social media shit. It was true. So I guess the last thing was apparently you had a record release party and a fight broke out at it.
Okay,
this is something I've been hearing.
Yeah, we want to talk about that.
We won't talk about that, no.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, we will.
Okay. No, we want to talk about it, man. It was years ago, man. I believe it. Like you tell me, this moment of truth because Melissa just came out. And everybody was at the party too. Me, was Guru Premier, of course, the Queen Latifah. I think Boss was there for a minute. Nice. MOP, we was all in there. A fight broke out, you know what I'm saying? And it was a fight, it was inner circle beef, you know what I'm saying? But it broke out, but then what happened was that turned the whole club on his head. And at that night I was with Money One and LOG. They drove up with me.
Oh, nice.
I think Jose might have been with us too. I'm not sure. Bless One. Shout out to all of them. And so then it's just I'm talking to my man from one of the cliques, MOP, my man Bo. I'm talking to him, and next thing you know, when the shit got intense, you know what I'm saying? Then there was a bunch of fake muscle chumps running around, fake muscle dudes running around, and so the fights broke out. One dude pushed my man, and then I had to tap him, and then that were all out in this brawl. That's what I'm talking about. These dudes straight extra muscular dudes running out of my shit. Like I'm trying to tackle motherfuckers. And this big, my other man was like knocking out cops as they came down, because we were down in this club and downstairs. As they came out, dude was just knocking them, pow, pow, pow. And this shit was fucking mayhem. It was like it's bedlam up in that motherfucker. And then all of a sudden, mad cops came though, man. So the shit kind of calmed down. By then, man, we had Ed came through to get my back too, man. Shout out to Ed, because LOG was holding it down too. I ain't even gonna get all into it, but we was, trust me, man, we was doing our thing, man. It just, a lot of bullshit though. But we was there for a good time. It was a release party, but everybody always looked at the light of performing and doing shit like that. But they don't never realize like how many beefs that I had on tour, how many physicalities we had to deal with, how many jealous boyfriends type of shit, all that type of shit, like, you know what I mean? So
man, I got a funny story.
People would never even think about that. Yeah, they just want to see, oh, he's on tour. He's on tour. Nah, motherfucker, there be some shit out there, man. I was down at the train station, man, and down there near the cab stand at the time, and these people were running out of the train station, one by one, shit. And they running like, and there's somebody's wilding in there. And they like, oh, you got a knife. And so me and my man Carlos, shout out to Carlos, we standing right there near the stand, like kind of chilling. And I'm like, yo, let that motherfucker come out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was running out. This white kid had told me he had pretty good size, young dude, whatever. But he was like, ran out too. They all ran out. People running out. Then this motherfucker come out, he's about fucking 5'5", with a little hat. You know what I'm saying? Drunk as shit, like, yo, I fucking get. So I'm standing there, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Don't come over here. Right? Me and my man, like, this motherfucker walking over drunk as shit. And I'm like, you can see he's fucking stumbling. And I'm like, yo, they're running from him. But then I'm saying, I don't want to have to fuck him up. I'm chilling. Like, but he was coming. And I remember standing up like, oh, man. This little dude, because he's too fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one motherfucker, you'll slap him and he'll spin till the fucking cops come. That's how fucked up he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking stupid.
Like a fucking top.
Yeah, man. So then I said, listen, dude, if you come anywhere in this fucking circumference, you know what I'm saying, you getting fucked up. You know, and I'm not saying that because dudes is moving like that, because that wasn't it. It was just the fact his little drunk ass scared all them out with his little ass in the knife. You know what I'm saying? Then he kind of fell back, and someone must have called the police, because then they came and then they like cuffed his little ass up. But I mean, I was like, come on, man. People just ran out like being scared, like, you know what I'm saying? And this dude, I'm telling you, if they one of them had hit him, he would have dropped that fucking knife. You know, it is what it is, man.
I got one more question.
What's that? One more question?
You brought something up a couple of weeks back about how you and Guru used to do lip sync shows.
Oh yeah.
And as someone whose first rap performance ever was lip syncing to Kross.
Oh, that's yours?
Yeah.
See?
That was my first rap performance.
Tupac. Yo, that's just...
That was the first time I ever performed. It was a talent show. I rapped to Kross music.
Yo, think about fucking convincing
I was like 11.
Think about telling yourself, this is what I'm going to do. That's even like the crazy... That's like, man, fucking... That's like lip syncing Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
But what it was with us, though... so that era... that Milli Vanilli shit, man.
Vanilli over here.
Yo, dog, I mean, I just gotta say, man, I mean, Milli Vanilli was this group, I think that's the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went on to have a great pop hit album, and they had the looks to go with it, but they didn't sing for real. They had another group really singing the lyrics.
I think it was like, Girl, You Know It's True.
Yeah, that's one of the songs, but there was a few of them. Don't Call My Number, all this stupid shit. So then, I guess it was good, but they were the ones singing. It was a group behind them. So it got exposed, and then I remember one guy couldn't take it no more, and then the other guy was like, I could sing for real. And the song went, Girl, You Know It's True, ooh, 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 I love you. But then the dude, when they told him to sing that shit on TV, he was like, Girl, you know it's true. Oh, I was like, oh shit. He said he was taking singing lessons. The lip sync, I was just saying that because that story I knew. But lip sync with me and Goo, what happened is at that point when we started the group, it was about just being seen too, and winning money, and lip sync was a craze for a minute. You know what I mean? So we did only like 2 of them shows, winning a 500. And I think 6, right? Because we won, you know. Then we were able to, when we were squeezing our little routine of our own shit. Like every time we fucking would win, you know what I'm saying? And we used to always do the same song. We didn't want to do the song that was known by everybody, so we used to lip sync Jowl and Joe from Run DMC's album.
Okay.
I think it was Rockbox, I think. But it was the song Dowell and Jay. His name is Dowell and my name is Joe. Shit like that. Like we used to do that whole routine, me and Goo. Did it about 2 or 3 times, won some money. Because it was about getting seen.
Man, I wish I could see that.
And we knew we were gonna sneak in that little routine part of shit we had every time. Because they would want to give us the mic, you know what I'm saying? And then we'd be like, yo, and Guru already knew we was gonna like, he was already keyed to know what he was gonna do. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of routines and shit, man, but yeah, man.
Kross was mine. My first rap concert was The Far Side and Kross. And Ed Lover was the host, and we were walking around Hampton Beach before the concert. We were kids, you know what I mean? And we knew who Ed Lover was, obviously, he was fucking huge. And my friend, he just jumped on an NBA. Ed Lover was playing NBA Jam. My friend just jumped on the other player and started playing NBA Jam with this guy.
Where did you grow up? Did you grow up?
I grew up in New York, but around the time I was 12, 13, I moved here.
Not near Hampton Beach.
No. Kross Far Side happened to be. I love that passing me by shit. Like you know what I mean? Like
that was my shit.
But that was like my first rap concert, like that, like straight up rap concert. I had to have a ticket for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you my first concert. Okay, I'll tell you. It was New Kids on the Block. Lake Placid, New York. New Kids on the Block. That was my first ever concert.
You know what's crazy? So
drove to that motherfucker. Far we drove to that concert.
So I was in jail. I was incarcerated, and they used to have shows at the prison. This was Deer Island at the time, and the show that they had was New Kids on the Block. So it's mad, hard legs in there. We all men. It's a men's jail, and then they come running in, right? And they were actually good though. Maurice Starr, man, say he brought them. Dudes did their whole routine and everything. They ran to go up on stage, did the whole routine and everything. Then they left. So as they standing somewhere or listening, or if they ever hear these podcasts or whatever, they'll remember they went to Dell. I'm an inmate. I'm like, never did I think that I end up being a movie with one of your brothers, or that I'd be traveling the world and running into this one and that one. So yeah, at that time I'm in jail. So I'm like, you gotta do this time, you know what I mean? But I remember them performing New Kids on the Block right at that spot. But our tunnel was 9 laying down anyway. I spoke on that, like that was our spot anyway to see shows and shit. But you with Crisscross, I could see, man, make me Miggity Mac wanted to jump. Oh man, you was probably jumping too.
I don't remember jumping.
You was jumping, man.
I don't think their music might not hold up, but that jump beat holds up.
Oh yeah.
That jump beat holds up.
Hey, listen.
That's a good beat, man.
You know what? It's so funny because the two jumping songs, they both beats hold up.
Yeah.
The other shit with
House of Pain.
Yeah.
Here's a claim I make all the time. Now, Jump Around is nowhere near my favorite rap song. It's not even on the top 1,000 of my favorite rap songs. It's not even my favorite House of Pain song.
Right.
But I think it's the biggest rap song ever made.
Pretty much.
I think that might be the one.
Because
it's just played everywhere there's people gathering and you want those people to be energized.
Let me even take it a step further. So my song plays for Merrimack College. Shout out to Merrimack. They play in the FCS Division I. And at halftime, they still playing that. That's what they playing. You know what I'm saying? They play that song, man, the House of Pain. They play that Jump, Everlast, that whole shit every halftime.
TV. You can still play it in the club.
Still right now, every halftime. We talk about that, laugh about that a little bit. But
played it right now, we would both nod our head to it.
Yeah, I don't know about all that shit.
You don't think so?
Nah, because
hard, man.
I hear so much, like so.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's still. You know who that beat was for? That was a Cypress Hill beat, and they didn't want it.
They could have rocked that.
Yeah, I could see it. But it didn't have the bagpipe in it when they had it, and then when House of Pain wanted it.
Yeah, you know,
they added the.
You know what's dope too? When someone has a party song. Right, and it starts out like that. Then it goes. It gets funky and shit. You know what I mean? I gotta find out what.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, it might be.
Busta Rhymes, yeah.
Because it's that same beginning.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's gonna be that. Then that's just like.
Yeah, it's Busta. Yeah.
That shit's come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it was a classic. Everlast too. That's my man. We spent some time over his crib, me and Guru. That's when I found out, man. Another story with Everlast, real quick was. We went to his house in Cali because he had hung out all night. I guess at the time he was Muslim, and he hung out all night waiting to meet up with Goo. So he met up with Goo, and then we kind of got cool with him. We went to his house again because in these days, if you lived in Cali, we was coming back to Cali like 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
That's how gangsta I was moving, And I remember going to his mom's crib. Well, it was his crib, I think. His mom's lived with him, whatever. And he was playing the guitar. And he was saying that he wanted to do that like, why this 4, 6 and blues day? He said he wanted to do that type shit. He was playing shit, and this is when he was like Everlast or whatever, and then he did that record. I remember something happened, and it was stuck in. Yeah, well, that was we heard all that, but I'm saying he did that record, and that shit was stuck in rotation for some period where people just heard it so much, and then when they came out of that, I don't know if it was when the industry shut down or whatever, because it just shut down November to January or something. And when the people came back, that song was a hit. That Whitey Ford shit was blowing.
What it's like.
Where I was like feeling so good for him because I was like, yo, this dude, man, he generally was just playing guitar, saying that, I really want to play some of these shits. And I'm thinking like, this is rap back, just like I knew I could sing too, and I was rapping, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he went on to do it. Just like, I got some things going, so.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man. We did another one.
Yep.
Another one in the books.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Episode 4, the Danger Zone podcast. You know what I'm saying? The Danger Zone podcast, if you don't watch, your ass. Imagine that. Oh, shit. Nah, we have a good time on here, man. Tune in. Like I said, hit me up or DL in the messengers or DMs or what have you on the Facebook, YouTube. The shit you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Let the people know about y'all. Give you a little light like that, man. All right? So we all grow. We all grow. Hey, appreciate you. DL, another one, man. You know we keep it moving. Remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, get your bag, the whole thing. You know what it is.
Yeah, man.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure up.